Hello, I'm David Pagan Butler. So welcome to this film. It's a second part of a film showing how to make a floating island of plants for an organic pool using a tyre. Now it was quite reasonably pointed out that it was completely ugly. So this is my attempt to try and prettify the whole thing. And just make it in a slightly different way that's probably, easier materials to get hold of. This is going to be the last film on these blinking tyres, to be honest, because they're not an object of love, really. It's just I was just trying to use some material that was to hand and pretty benign, as it turns out. So anyway, I'll persevere with this. I've got some geotextile, right? So it's folded in four, so now this is roughly the centre. To unfurl this thing, this is non-woven geotextile used in making the pond, and this is excess stuff often. But it's standard landscaping fleece, and any builders that put in underground stuff, French drains and other pipe work, they use this as a geotextile. That's what it is. Incorporate, separate gravel layers. Anyway, it's used a lot for making ponds as well. As you well know. Anyway, here's our tyre. Okay, so I think I've got this the wrong way round. I've got the tyre underneath. Right. Okay. Sometimes I think, you must think, I'm making this up as I go along. And it is a constant worry, to be honest. Right, so I'm just pushing this stuff in here. And in order to keep this all, retained, I'm going to use another bit of scrap material. Some old 15mm standard PEX pipe, standard plumbing. Any old bit of pipe or plastic will do. And I'm just going to run that inside that tyre. So now we've made, one massive embroidery hoop. Now it's been a long time since I've done any embroidery. And it's not something I'd like to share, really. I am making this up, to be honest. Right, okay. I haven't done any embroidery. Oh, well, I did years ago as a kid, but I should try, I suppose. Now, if I was really clever, this would be completely equal, but it's not. It's all over the place, isn't it? I've just flipped it over, this excess I'm just going to tie together. I've done rather too much of this. I overcated. So what I'll do, I'll just show you what it is, and then I'll tidy it up. I think that needs evening up a bit, but the idea is I'm going to do something like that. Okay, some string. Oh, I think I've missed out. A stage. Oh my goodness. Yes, we need something to help it float. Milk bottles, plastic milk bottles. Oh, sorry. Right, okay, back. this way up. Oh, and while it's this way up, I may as well. Where was that really short bit? Is that here? I think that was there, wasn't it? I should move this along a bit. Now, I do apologise if I don't get round to edit this, because this is not going to be the most inspirational film you would ever see on YouTube. Well, certainly, I'm not saying that any of my films are inspirational, but they're normally a bit better than this. Okay, I've evened that out a bit. I can't believe it. I used the wrong piece. I've used the wrong piece. Anyway, no going back now. Right, now, oh, there is. These bottles, now we shove these bottles in. Never in the history of filmmaking so little information being imported over such a long period of time. Right, okay. So now we've got our flotation in there. You know what, I still don't think this is right. If anybody can tell me what I'm doing wrong here, you know, because it's so long since well, it's not that long, it's been about a month since I did the other video. What am I doing wrong here? Oh no, I think it's right. I think it's right. Okay. Now we flip it over. Yeah, it is right, I remember. Alright, it's cool coming back to me. Okay, okay, now this is slightly more evened up, even though it is very excessive. I'm just going to put the string all the way around just to get that in place. I could add some more string in a bit. Right, okay, so now we've got this. I'm going to cut all of that stuff off, although it does have a certain beauty. So now we've got this this nice bed in here. What we're going to do, sadly this is the only piece of Hessian cloth I can find at the moment, and it's particularly tatty, but I'm sure with a bit of string tying it'll be alright. Tidy up. Okay, so what we've actually done is we've protected this tyre from sunlight, which could be a possible source of degradation and leak any potential plastics or volatile organic carbons into the water, and obviously it's made it aesthetically a bit more pleasing, although you can't really see much joy in that. But what I'll do is I'll put some plants in here. I think that's a bit too... Yeah, I'll do that in a minute. Oh, actually, before I do that, I think I'll just try and tidy this up. use a bit more string, flip it over. Oh, there we go. I'm just going to cut this down as well. This is going to be a bit like a bad haircut, and believe me, I should know about them. They've actually been worse than this. So next time I'm just going to cut this, I'm going to measure it and save a lot of this from being wasted, but I will actually use this stuff in one form or another. Okay, right. I think sometimes it's really important to see things in real time, because you know, quite often on a film it's just cut really quickly to impart all the information without wasting anybody's time. But I think we all get an unrealistic sense of what making something is actually like. Now, you may think this is a load of twaddle just to justify the fact that this is particularly tedious. But it's not. It's just meant to show you it's you know, a snapshot of reality. You know, I'm sorry about that. Sometimes I've just drifted off into complete twaddle. It normally takes a bit longer for that to happen, but it's actually quite a warm day, and you know, doesn't help one think completely rationally. Okay, so you know, we'll get it. It's evolving. It's evolving. That's all you can say. So now I'm going to put some plants in it. Now, I could just hike that one out there for now. They're water soldiers. They're naturally floating plants. Just use them. That came out easier than I was anticipating. Okay. Oh! It's already grown through this crab net. From the last video. Okay, let's try and incorporate that as well. Not that it's needed, and in fact it's just getting in the way now. Okay, right. There we go. Now I'm just going to I will put some other plants all around there. This is one. Oh, I don't know whether you can see this, but this is one I did a while ago without the Hessian. Right. Someone's put a plant in the way. But there's some sphagnum moss growing there. So the idea is I'm going to put sphagnum moss around the outside, and that'll be really nice. It's all relative. But there we go, that's that. I suppose in the meantime I could return it to the water. So there we go, that's how to make a floating island from an old tyre and make it slightly prettier. So that's the last you're going to hear on floating islands from tyres. But it won't be the last you hear about floating islands, because they're actually very good and very easy to make. So I'll come back to that, and I'll show that they're not always just for plants. I made one over there for a kingfisher, bizarrely, and I'm just reusing it at the moment to encourage a water vole. So there are different ways to use floating islands in a pond, and yeah, so it won't be the last about floating islands, but it'll be the last about tyres. Thanks for watching.